over 65? Stop eating this before bed. It quietly destroys your sleep. If you wake up at the exact same time every night, 2, 3 in the morning, and you don't know why, this may be the real reason. And it's not always stress. It's not always your bladder. It's not just aging. For many adults over 65, the real problem is something they eat within 90 minutes of going to bed. And the most dangerous part? Most seniors believe it's healthy. Before we go any further, comment your age and where you're watching from. I read every comment, and it's incredible seeing this community of strong, health-focused adults from all over the world. If you're over 65 and serious about protecting your sleep, your memory, and your independence, stay with me. Tonight, we're going to talk about the worst foods to eat before bed after 65, why your body reacts differently now than it did in your 40s or 50s, what's really happening at 3 a.m. inside your body, and exactly what to eat instead if you want deep, uninterrupted restorative sleep again. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final habit is something millions of seniors do every single night, thinking it helps sleep, when it's actually fragmenting it. Now let's talk about what changes after 65. Your body is not weaker, it's more sensitive. Melatonin production declines with age. Cortisol rhythms become easier to disrupt. Insulin sensitivity decreases. Muscle mass drops, which affects glucose storage. Digestion slows. Your bladder becomes more reactive. Your brain shifts into lighter sleep stages more easily. That means your margin for error gets smaller. In your 40s, you could eat dessert at 9 p.m. and still sleep through the night. After 65, that same dessert can wake you up at 3 a.m. with your heart slightly racing and your mind suddenly alert. Let's start with the biggest offender: sugar before bed, ice cream, cookies, chocolate, cake, sweet cereal, flavored yogurt, even just a small bite. When you eat sugar late at night, your blood glucose rises rapidly. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring it down. But here's the part most people don't realize. Several hours later, insulin can overshoot, causing your blood sugar to drop too low while you're asleep. When blood sugar drops during the night, your brain interprets it as danger. Your body releases adrenaline and cortisol to correct it. Those hormones are wake-up hormones. That's why so many seniors wake up suddenly in the middle of the night, feeling alert for no reason. It's not random, it's chemistry. And because insulin resistance becomes more common with age, even in people who are not diabetic, this effect is amplified after 65. Now let me paint a picture. Imagine Mary, age 72. She has a bowl of ice cream at 9 p.m. while watching television. She goes to bed at 10. She falls asleep fine. At 2 a.m., her blood sugar dips. Her body releases stress hormones. She wakes up. She checks the clock. Now she's frustrated. That frustration raises cortisol further. She lies awake until 4 a.m. The next day, she feels exhausted. She craves sugar for energy. The cycle repeats. This happens to millions of seniors. And they blame age. But sugar at night is often the trigger. Now let's talk about refined carbohydrates. White bread with jam, crackers, chips, late-night toast, pasta dinners eaten at 8:30 p.m., even large servings of white rice. These foods convert to glucose rapidly. They create the same spike and crash pattern. But there's another layer. After 65, digestion slows significantly. Food stays in the stomach longer. If you eat heavy meals close to bedtime, your body is still digesting while you're trying to sleep. That increases core body temperature slightly. It increases abdominal pressure. It can trigger mild reflux. Even tiny amounts of reflux can cause micro-awakenings you don't remember. You may think you slept, but your sleep was fragmented all night. If you've ever woken up feeling like you barely slept even though you were in bed for 7 hours, this could be why. If that sounds familiar, comment "fragmented sleep" below. Now let's talk about fruit before bed. Fruit is healthy, but after 65, timing matters. Bananas, grapes, mangoes, pineapple, cherries, and especially dried fruit contain concentrated natural sugars. When eaten alone late at night, they can spike glucose, just like dessert. Dried fruit is the most deceptive. Raisins, dates, dried cranberries. Water removed, sugar concentrated. A small handful equals multiple servings of fruit. Many seniors think, it's natural, so it's safe. But your body doesn't distinguish between natural sugar and added sugar when it comes to blood glucose response. Now let's talk about the habit almost everyone defends. Alcohol before bed. A glass of wine, a small whiskey, a nightcap to relax. Alcohol is sedating, but sedation is not restorative sleep. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep, the stage critical for memory consolidation and emotional regulation. It fragments deep sleep. It increases nighttime urination. It often causes early morning awakenings around 3 or 4 a.m. as your body metabolizes it. After 65, alcohol remains in your bloodstream longer. Your liver processes it more slowly. That means even one drink can disrupt sleep architecture more than it did decades ago. Many seniors say, I fall asleep quickly with wine. Yes, but falling asleep is not the same as staying in deep sleep. Now let's discuss something subtle but powerful. Late night fluids, tea, even herbal tea, large glasses of water, warm milk. While hydration is important, consuming significant fluids within an hour of bed increases nocturia, nighttime urination. Each bathroom trip shifts your brain out of deep sleep. Sometimes you return quickly. Sometimes you don't. And here's what most people don't understand. After 65, your brain already spends less time in deep sleep compared to your younger years. That means every interruption matters more. Deep sleep is when your brain clears metabolic waste. It's when growth hormone supports tissue repair. It's when immune cells reset. It's when appetite hormones balance. Chronic disruption increases inflammation, weight gain, insulin resistance, and cognitive decline risk. Sleep is not passive. It is active repair. Now, let's shift to solutions, because this is where control returns to you. If you are truly hungry before bed, choose foods that stabilize blood sugar. Plain Greek yogurt with a few crushed walnuts. Cottage cheese with cinnamon. Half of a slightly green banana with almond butter. A small handful of almonds. These combinations digest slowly, provide protein, and prevent glucose crashes. Also, consider setting a consistent kitchen-closed time, ideally 2 to 3 hours before bed. This gives digestion time to complete and allows melatonin to rise naturally. Another powerful strategy is protein distribution throughout the day. Many seniors eat low-protein breakfasts and light lunches, then overeat at dinner. That pattern increases nighttime hunger and late snacking. Balanced protein at breakfast reduces evening cravings dramatically. Now, I want to ask you something important. Do you wake up anxious? Or do you wake up calm but alert? If you wake up anxious with a slightly racing heart, blood sugar instability is likely involved. If you wake up calm but unable to fall back asleep, light exposure, cortisol timing, or irregular sleep schedules may be contributing. Understanding the difference changes the solution. If this video is helping you see your sleep differently, take a second to like it and subscribe. This channel exists to help adults over 65 stay strong, sharp, and independent. Now imagine something. Imagine going to bed without worrying about 3 a.m. Imagine sleeping 5 or 6 solid hours straight. Imagine waking up clear-headed. Imagine not craving sugar the next morning. Imagine having steady energy instead of that 2 p.m. crash. That begins tonight. Look honestly at your last 90 minutes before bed. Are you snacking out of boredom? Habit? Loneliness? Television routine? Small changes create dramatic differences. Aging does not mean accepting exhaustion. Aging means adapting intelligently. Your body is more sensitive now. That sensitivity is not weakness. It's information. When you stop spiking blood sugar at night, reduce heavy digestion before bed, limit alcohol, and manage fluids wisely, sleep improves. And when sleep improves, everything improves. Mood, memory, balance, weight control, immune resilience. Comment below. What is the last thing you usually eat or drink before bed? And what time do you typically wake up? Your comment might help someone else realize they are not alone. In the next video, we can build the complete senior nighttime routine for deep, restorative sleep, including lighting, temperature, movement, and the powerful morning habit that determines your night's rest. Until then, protect your evenings. Because after 65, what you eat before bed doesn't just affect your stomach. It determines how well your brain repairs, how steady your hormones stay, and how strong you feel tomorrow. Sleep is not a luxury. It is your most powerful anti-aging tool. And tonight you can start using it correctly.